Well, hello there. Out on a Saturday morning and afternoon to make up some deficit. I'm a little behind right now. This last week has not been very conducive to me getting out between weather and just sort of a general malaise of attitude. I just really haven't been motivated or up for getting out on the trail, even though that might have been the best thing for me had I been able to get started. I'm out at Red Top Mountain today to see if I can't get maybe a loop of both the Homestead and Sweet Gum as well as the Iron Hill trails today. Get somewhere around 12 miles if time permits. Wife and I are seeing a movie this evening, so I gotta be conscious of the clock and make sure I'm home in time to get ready for that. But we're gonna get out here, see how the trails are after a couple of stormy days, and let you know as we go. Continuing on, I am well on my way on the hike. I have been going along, seen several people out here, lots of trail runners, hikers, people in small groups and couples. So they're not being deterred. I shouldn't be deterred. It's a good day to be out here hiking. I mentioned that this past week's been rough, and I'll admit that when I started my challenge way back in January, I knew that there would be times when getting out there and hitting the trails and doing the hikes would be more difficult to initiate than others. Weather always being a factor to consider. I knew that during the harshest of the winter months I would face challenges that could prevent, and as we made our way through January and February, fortunately the weather was relatively mild through much of it, but even on the days when it was bitterly cold, I was able to layer up and get out there and hit the trails and enjoy myself. But I also knew that in the heart of the summer there was the chance that things would prove difficult, and that's what we've seen. We've had worldwide record-breaking temperatures over this past couple of weeks. It hasn't necessarily been record-breaking here locally, but it has been extremely warm, extremely humid. We've had air quality issues compounded by the general atmospheric conditions and the infiltration of the Canadian wildfire smokes and large dust clouds coming over from Africa. So there's just been a confluence of events that have not made it very conducive to getting outside and exerting yourself. And that factored in, and there was a bit of mental fatigue as well, and just all of it together just has not had me in the mindset to get out here and do the hikes. And I always said I didn't want this to be a chore. I wanted this to be an enjoyable experience and challenge. And today my head's back in the game. I'm out here. I think I can get some good miles in and hopefully start eating into the deficit that I've built up over the last couple of weeks. Burnt off the surplus I'd gained doing the Foothills Trail, and have now gotten further into the red than I think I have all year long. So got some making up to do. And I know when we get into the cooler fall months, I hope to, especially with the conditioning I've been going through all year, combined with more favorable weather conditions, to really get some good distance behind me. But I don't want to be dependent on that. I'd like to maintain how my progress is. And so, I got to remember I'm out here to enjoy myself, but I also have a goal. And I think it's something I can achieve, and I just got to deal with circumstances as they come. And that's what I'm out here doing. But it's a good day. Good time to shift gears and get back on that positive mindset. So we're going to do that. And I will continue to keep you updated. Continuing, I have completed the Homestead loop. Now back down on the Sweet Gum loop. And I'm about 5 miles in. Haven't done a lot of videoing because I basically spent the last hour on the phone talking to my parents. Hi, Mom and Dad. Great connecting with you while I was out here on the trail. But I'm moving on. It's starting to warm up a bit out here, and we are trying to keep pace. I'm doing well so far. Continued my practice of stopping, taking intentional breaks at regular intervals, and everything's going well. I know on some of these recent hikes and videos, I'm not getting necessarily as many pictures taken to include in with the video coverage. A lot of that's because I've been doing the familiar trails, and it's the stuff I see to potentially be picture worthy. I've already taken pictures of on previous videos, and I tried to avoid repeating myself. So as the year continues, we'll continually evolve the presentation of these, and hopefully you all still find them entertaining and worth watching. For now, back to knocking out these miles, and we will check in later on. Oh, I'm now down on the Iron Hill Trail section of my hike today, and far fewer people on the trail itself, but far more people out on the water enjoying the joys of lakeside recreation. So envy them a little bit, because that water sure looks refreshing on a hot day like today. But as I am accompanied by the sounds of their entertainment, I continue on my hike, making good distance. I'm right around 8 miles in, I think, at this point. My pace had fallen off a little bit. I'm up to about a 21-minute mile pace, so I'm going to try and take advantage of the flatter terrain along this section of the trail to regain some of my energy and speed, and see if we can't get back down to that 20-minute mark that I'm targeting for today's efforts. Enjoying the breeze alongside the lake here, and continuing on as I proceed along the shore. It's been a long long day. I'm finished with the Iron Hill Trail and heading back up the connector to the campground trail that leads back to the trading post parking lot area where I started. Heat of the day's caught up with me, and fatigue's set in a little bit more than I'm used to, probably because of getting off my pace of regular hiking and letting the muscles get just a tad out of their conditioning. So gotta focus on getting back to it. Anyway, since I'm gonna be retreading trail I've already done today, I'm gonna go ahead and close things out. I've probably got about a mile and a half left to go. But thanks for coming along with me today as I try and renew my enthusiasm for hiking, and we will see you on the next trail.